Fitness comes in a lot of different forms.
And we mean any form, and that's why Dave Berggren is live at a gymnastics center in Eagan where they teach parkour. Okay, Dave, I'll ask, what is parkour?
Yeah, well, parkour, and sometimes it's called free running, is basically getting from point A to point B in the most creative and efficient way possible. Moving around with obstacles and pretty much flipping around. That's because that's fun. You know, just walking from point A to point B is boring. But this kind of stuff, of course, is very, very exciting. That's what they're telling me. I'm learning a ton this morning, and we are talking about parkour all around the Twin Cities. This stuff is typically actually done outside. They're training indoors right now. And, of course, I may try a little bit later on in Kare 11 Sunrise. But it's going to be a ton of fun this morning, so stick around, guys.
It looks really interesting. This is actually, you've seen the videos, these people jumping off of, like, buildings and cars and things like that.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Dave.
So Dave Berggren teaches us about this sport, parkour. Tim, you could do that.
I would like to try.
Here's the bus stop forecast.
Called crazy, insane, and of course, extreme.
It's fun to watch. It's getting popular among youth and crazy adults who don't realize they can be broken. It is a good workout. Dave Berggren's there in Eagan learning more about parkour. And when I saw the name, Dave, I didn't know what it was. And then I saw it. I thought, oh, yeah, I have seen this.
Yeah, you have. Well, crazy, insane, extreme, isn't that Tim McNiff? I mean, really. But really, parkour and free running, as it's also called, is basically getting from point A to point B in the most creative and efficient way possible. Now, you may have seen this sport featured on NBC's The Office, okay? They even gave it a shot there as well. They spoofed it on an episode recently where Michael Scott and the crew were around the office. They did their own version of parkour, again, getting from place to place in a unique, creative way. They kind of struggled through it, but back out here live here in Eagan at Gleason's gym, it's a totally extreme, legitimate sport. In fact, it's pretty cold outside, kind of icy outside, so they come in here during the winter and kind of prep for come summertime. They actually do this stuff out in public and flip around. Let's talk to Chad here real quick. Chad Zwadlow, oh, you know, he's just, that's what he does. That's getting from point A to point B in the most efficiently and creatively way possible. Chad, hey man, good to see you.
Thanks.
You're actually an instructor of parkour here locally, right? And that's pretty rare and unique. What are you guys teaching these kids?
I would teach everything, like everything that you've seen on the YouTube videos. Basic vaults and rolls come first. The safety aspect, that's a huge thing for us because you don't want someone going outside and, you know, sprain their ankle the first time. So, you know, you teach kids to move the way that they're meant to move, you know. Everybody does this stuff, especially kids. They like to play, so they, you know, we're just teaching them to do it the right way.
And it looks pretty insane. I mean, it looks pretty dangerous, but you're saying if you train enough, it's not that, it's actually safe. Yeah,
the more you train, the safer it gets, actually, because you learn to land properly in every situation. And in here, a lot of these guys are doing stuff that we're not really going to throw outside. But when you're out there, you know, you're on the concrete, you don't throw stuff like this. So it's a lot safer than people think.
You guys, I mean, you guys are actually out in public once the kind of the snow clears, and you're flipping off all kinds of park benches and walls and all kinds of things.
Yep, that's what we do.
Everything's an obstacle, right?
Yep. And,
yeah.
You just learn to move your body the way that, you know, anything you want to do.
Yeah. These are the kind of guys, Tim and Kim, that they're not playing video games in their free time. They're actually flipping around and doing all kinds of crazy things. Now, Chad, are you going to show me a move of what you're going to teach me later? Can you do that?
I can show you a little thing here.
Okay. This is what he's going to try to teach me later on in Kare 11 Sunrise. Chad, go for it. Yeah. Okay. I think that'll work. Yep. Got it. So I'm going to just I'm going to stretch now in preparation for whatever that was. And Kim and Tim, again, parkour. It's hardcore, and we got plenty more coming up later in Kare 11 Sunrise. Extreme. That's Tim McNiff, right?
Well,
I think so.
You know, there was a time. So we're wishing you the best. Can't wait to see you do your thing. But find out, is there sort of an age cutoff for parkour? We want to find out your next time. Who is this intended for, and who should really stay on the sidelines?
Sounds good. No, we will get that information. You know, it's one of those things where kids and teenagers know exactly what parkour is. Parents have no clue.
It looks like they could all get jobs as stunt people in Hollywood, though. I mean, television stars will shine them up.
Future careers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Yes, and we are here live at Gleason's Gymnastics Gym here in Eagan. And we're talking parkour and something called free running. I guarantee you teenagers and kids have heard of it. Some of you adults may never have heard of this, but we're talking about it, and we got plenty more. In fact, I even learned a move, Kim and Tim. Stick around at Kare 11 Sunrise. We're talking parkour.
It has been called crazy, insane, even extreme.
We're talking about parkour. It's a new sport becoming well known among kids right here and teens in America. Dave Berggren, live in Egan, learning more about the sport of parkour. David?
Yeah, Kim and Tim, we're at Gleason's Gym here in Egan. Really, you can actually take a class on parkour and free running, as they call it. Parkour, again, is basically the getting from point A to point B in one of the most efficiently or creative ways possible. Now, of course, a lot of these guys come from different disciplines. Some guys are former martial artists type guys. Others are former gymnasts. Some are even break dancers. But basically, they head outside, and they're around park benches, jumping off brick walls, all kinds of things. They spend their winters in here training. We're going to talk to Chad here. Chad, oh, here's Chad right here. Yes, no big deal. This is Chad. He actually teaches parkour and free running in Maple Grove and in Egan. Teaches kids, young adults, teenagers. You know, that's getting me creatively and efficiently. Yes. Chad, how you doing? First of all, this is pretty cool. And you're teaching classes, kids of all ages, really, parkour and free running.
Yeah, everybody really. My kids' classes start at 6 years old, and I go all the way up to, I've got guys in my classes that are 50. I had one guy that was 60 before coming into my classes.
Incredible. And you guys also head out, you take this outside to the streets too.
Yeah, especially in the summertime, we train outside at least like 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah, and really, but there's really, I mean, you guys stay fit too, and this is pretty intense.
Yeah, definitely. Being fit is a big thing. It's all about like knowing how to move your body. Your body is the one thing that you truly have and you own, and you're stuck with it your entire life. So you just learn what you can do with it.
Now, a lot of these guys, they come from different disciplines, but they come together, and then once the weather turns nice, you guys kind of take to the streets a little bit.
Yep, and you know, the environments that we use, we're really respectful of them and everything. There's something called the Leave No Trace Initiative. Wherever we train, we never want you to know that we were there. So we're always really trying to like keep the places clean, keep them safe and everything.
Awesome. All right, real quick, they did teach me a move. It's called the safety vault. It's called the safety vault. Really kind of a not a really cool name, but that's fine. And I'm going to get to you guys creatively as possible from point A to point B. All right, this is me doing a safety vault. Okay, it's the basic move here with parkour and free running, but otherwise, guys, pretty intense here. And
amazing.
Yeah, was that impressive, Kim?
That was hot.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm very extreme. I'm a very extreme guy. But
I don't know how you pulled that off.
We're gonna have more information at Kare11.com, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.